Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Repairs. Today I got a good one for you. You guessed it. Time to put the skid steer pump back and mighty. So I'm not going to show a video of me putting it in because you're just going to be looking at my hind end, because I'll be down inside of here hooking up hoses. As you can see, the pump slides into that splined area and it's all gears in there. Pretty neat. Yeah, so these are the wrenches you're gonna need, at least some of them. 24 mil, 26 mil, those are the ones that grabbed onto whatever. 1 1/8, I got a 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/8. I even had to think out of the box and actually ended up prying one of the wrenches with a block of wood because I couldn't get enough pressure on it to move it. So yeah, it's gonna be getting it apart's one thing. I think getting it back together is gonna be a titch easier just because the fittings aren't max tight. Yeah, what a nightmare inside here. It's just been, every hose probably leaks on it, and yeah, it's old, but it runs good, and I'm glad I'm getting this pump back in. So I'm gonna get this pump installed. Probably gonna get the box back in here where the hand controls are, get the linkages hooked up to these bad boys, and then we're gonna fire it up and see if this thing works before I get it totally together. So when I get it that far, I'll tune back in. Okay, I got the pump in, but I thought it was good to go, get the hoses on. Unfortunately, this hose right here, that hose right there, would not go on because there's another hose in its way. It needed to be a straight shot to get it on. I was battling on it for about 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, gotta take the pump back out. So basically what I did was I took this bolt out that was holding the pump in, got that one completely out. I loosened up this one. There's only 2 bolts that hold it on. I loosened up that one, this one right there. It's an Allen head, all the way till it almost came out, but I left it in, pulled the pump out, and it came out, I don't know, about this much. Then I could attach the hose. So basically what I ended up doing is I was holding the pump out at the same time reaching down and screwing on the hose. So this hand was screwing the hose on, and my other hand that's holding the camera was holding the pump out because it's all over the place, So that's one of my hot tips. Another hot tip as we're working on this is obviously wear rubber gloves, man. Unless you like having grease on you. You're gonna end up modifying an Allen head because you're not gonna get nothing in here too tight. And on this side, that side, you want to use like a wobble extension, something like this with a little wobble on it. So now I think I got the hard stuff out of the way. So I just wanted to show you. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that was ugly. It took me, I don't know, 20 minutes to realize what I ended up having to do. So basically, I'm saving you guys the time. So just go ahead, get 1 bolt in, enough, to hold the pump in there, and then get that bottom hose on. It's a nightmare. You ain't gonna do it. Maybe on yours you would, but on mine it just won't work. So yeah, I'm gonna get it back together here. If I run into anything else, I'll tune back in. Otherwise, I'm going to get it all back together, except for the seat and stuff, because actually I'm gonna do some power washing in here. We'll get it fired up and we'll get it moving forward and reverse, make sure the right and left wheels are working. So wish me luck, and I'll tune back in a bit. Okay, I got the lift controls right here connected, connected the battery, just looked it over real quick. Let's fire this thing up and see if we got liftoff. Now, probably going to take a little bit for fluid to get into that pump, but I'm hoping. I did put a little into it, but by the time you get it in there, it all pours out. So I don't think there's much in it. So let's fire it and keep my fingers crossed here. Hopefully we don't have to rip this thing back apart. I'm not going to put the seat in. I'm not going to do any of that until I know that we got controls, until I know that this left tire is going to start moving. And hopefully everything else works too. So let's fire it up and see what we got. Just looking for leaks on it. Don't see any leaks. Just kind of letting it run just a little bit. Let some fluid go through the system before I try anything. So everything checks out. It looks good. I don't see any leaks. So I'm gonna move it. I lift the bucket up and down a little bit, and then see if this thing can move. Okay, looks like we got liftoff. You could see it moved to the right, moved to the left. It went straight back, forward, bucket lifts up and down. I think it was a success. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to lift the bucket up, and then in order to get the cage up, you have to lift up the bucket for a bit to get it out of the way so the cage can move up. So I'm going to have to disconnect the throttle linkage because that's going to get affected when the cage moves. And I'm going to go ahead and get it all thrown back together. Maybe I'll tune in and show you the cage deal here. But then we'll take it for a little test drive and see how it works. I'm going to recheck the fluid, make sure that's up to snuff because a little bit did leak out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing back together. I'm pretty confident it's gonna obviously work. It just worked, so we're good to go there. I'm real tickled with it. Yeah, so I'll do a couple quick things. I might tune in when I get this thing up so you can see how I assembled it. I'm gonna assemble the seat. So tune back in a bit. Okay, just wanted to show you how I get the seat back in here. It's a process. So yeah, I raised the bucket. I got supported with a 2x4 because we're gonna have to come in through here and end up hitting the levers probably, and I don't want the bucket falling on me. Plus the cylinders leak a little, and the bucket does drop down a titch. Very slowly, but it does. So, and I got the cage supported by a 4x4. I just lifted that by hand. Make sure you got your linkage out of the way, because your seat's going to come in and underneath, and all I got to do is hook the linkage back up, put the 2 bolts in for the cage and 4 bolts in for the seat, and we're going to take this thing for a test drive. So I'll tune back in a bit. Okay, I got it back together. Check the fluids again, make sure they're good. I got 2 new filters on order. I change them on a regular basis. Part number, it's a Wix part number 551462 for the drives, and the lift's got another filter there. I think that's 1461. Let's see if I can see the number. Nope, I believe it's 1461 though. Same size filter. Here, hold on. See if I can get my head in there. Yep, 1461. So 551461 for the lift cylinder and 551462 for the 2 filters that drive the wheels. So yeah, let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Move it forward, back, side to side. See how this thing runs. It just got the rain in here, so I don't want to tear up the ground too much. But I'm totally tickled with how it performed so far. So I totally appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, and here we go. Let's fire this thing up. I'm just gonna set the camera up back here a titch, and there should be. Yeah, the one thing that's never worked on this thing is the governor, so I'm not really sure how. I've never had it going. I've had this thing for 15 years, so whenever I need any power, I just kind of power it up with the throttle. So I'm pretty good at that. I usually don't run it I run it probably at 1800 RPMs, and they recommend, you know, at least that to make the hydraulics work. So yeah, at idle, yeah, they work and everything, but they work a whole lot better when you give it a little RPM. So anyway, I totally appreciate. See, look at what it's doing. I don't want to tear the living crap out of the yard. So But yeah, I totally appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribing to the channel. It's going to help me grow. You got any questions on this particular model? I know it inside and out pretty much. I've had the engine in and out of it 3 times, so if you got any questions on the motor, feel free to leave me a comment. For sure, totally appreciate it. I'm totally tickled with how this whole thing worked out. You can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. At Rob's Repairs, we do pretty much anything and everything. I can't afford to have anybody work on anything for me unless it's I just can't. I couldn't afford $2,500 for that pump. I'm super happy with how it turned out. What do I got into it? Let's just say I got 500 max into it with the fluid that I just added. I got some filters coming. Filters are about 16 to 20 bucks a piece. All depends on where you buy them at. Nobody's got anything in stock for these things, so you got to order out. But like I say, you got any questions? Leave me a comment. Like, subscribe to the channel. Totally appreciate it, and I hope you guys are having a good day. And I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.